Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. Welcome again to the series videos of VisualFoams. In this video, I'm going to show you how to create our first mesh using VisualFoams. But disclaimer first, VisualFoam only helps you provides the OpenFOAM case. So you have to download OpenFOAM and install it in your laptops. So you can see the tutorials how to install OpenFOAM in your computers. And for the Windows user, I recommend you to use the WSL in and using Ubuntu. So now let's start our first mesh. So in this case, we're going to make a very simple simulation case, and this is the two-dimensional parallel flow between two-dimensional flow between two parallel plates. So we have inlet here, and we have the outlet here, and we have wall in the up and the bottoms of the mesh, and the size of the mesh will be, and the length of the plate will be 0.5, and the distance between two plates will be 0.01. Now let's go to the VisualFoam and how to make this mesh in a VisualFoams. So okay, now you can click the mesh here, and you can go to block mesh, click then the block mesh button here. Okay, now we can adjust the dimensions of the block mesh. So because the mesh is very simple, actually we can directly set the block mesh to be as follows. So go again to the VisualFoam. So I'll set the minimum and maximum coordinates of the block mesh. Actually, this is the minimum and maximum points of the block mesh, and this is the x directions, this is the y directions, and this is the z directions. So now I'll set this from 0 to 0.5, but you can also set from the minus 0.25 to 0.25. Actually the length is still the same. It only start from the minus as the starting point of the x directions, and in the y directions I'll set to minus 0.05 5 into 0.05. And of course in the z directions, because this simulation is only two-dimensional in the x and y directions, I'll set the z direction in a very small amount, a very small size. I'll set to minus 0.005 to 0.005. Okay, now after we define the value, the size of the block mesh, so we have to adjust the cells distributions, or the number of cells. So here, yes, oh yeah, and in the left corner down here, this is the coordinate Cartesian systems that can be used. This is the x means, this is the x plus, z plus and z min, and the y plus and the y minus. So by using this reference, it can help us to avoid a misdirections. So now we can adjust the number of cells in x directions. For example, I'll increase the number of cells in x directions. So for example, I give it 70. Okay, I think it's too much. I'll make it to be 50. Okay, perfect. Now I'll make the y directions number of cells in tens only, tens. And because this is two-dimensional, in the z direction number of cells I'll only set to be 1, right? Now we can also know the cell size of its directions. This is the cell size of x directions, y directions, and the z directions. Now, after we define the number of cells, we can define the boundaries. So this is the x-min phase, of course. We see here x-min, that will be here, x-min. So the x-min actually inlet, right? The flowing from the left to the right. So this is x-min will be inlet. So I'll make it to be inlet. And the x plus the opposite directions of the x, of course, it will be outlets. So it could change to be outlet. And we know that in the top and the bottom here will be the wall. So in the y means and y plus, we can set it to be wall. And forget to change also the types of boundary conditions. So this will be a wall. And the y plus, of course, also will be a wall. Don't forget to change to patch to be wall. And because this is the two dimensionals, I'll set the z means front, z min and z plus to be front and back, and we will set the type of boundary condition to be empty. Yes, empty. Now we have finished creating our first case, our first mesh. So we can go to the case and we can export the case. Okay. Now this zip file is downloaded in your computers, and you can open it, and we can extract here, extract files, and voila, this is your first case. This is your OpenFOAM simulation case. And of course we can create your block mesh using OpenFOAM. So I'm using Ubuntu, and here we I'll open the Ubuntu and I go to the case, right, the folder, the test one, the here. Now we can directly open the block mesh like this. Sorry, we can run the block mesh and we can open the how the mesh is created. Yes, this is your first mesh using VisualFoam. Okay, we finished our mesh. Okay, that's all from this video. We're going to have a very interesting in the next video how to make a more complex mesh using VisualFoam. That's all from me, and thank you for watching this video, and bye bye.